Right, good morning, guys. Today's class is on the basic link mechanism, the third session of the basic link mechanism. In the previous class, we are done with the what is link, types of links we have, what is kinematic pair, how many types of kinematics, or how can we classify the kinematic pairs, and what is a joint, and what is the difference between binary joint, the ternary, and the quaternary joints. We are done with all the things. The next thing we are going in the third session or the third part of basic link mechanism is we'll study what exactly is a mechanism. We already know that number of different links will combine each other and form a relative motion to form a kinematic chain. So when one of the links of a kinematic chain is fixed, if you are fixing any one link of a kinematic chain, that chain is known as mechanism. So if you define a mechanism, you'll have different chains in a mechanism. Chains can be formed by kinematic pairs, and then kinematic pairs in turn by links. From that links, if any one of the link of a kinematic chain is fixed, then the chain is defined as mechanism. Okay, which the mechanism is used for either transmitting or transformation of motion, which is an obvious thing because we are usually talking about a machine. In machine, we usually do transmitting a motion or transforming a motion. And this, if this mechanism have 4 links, then we define it as simple mechanism. If it is having more than 4 links, then it is compound mechanism, right? Once again explaining you what is a mechanism. To form a kinematic chain, we need kinematic pairs. To form a kinematic pair, we need links. So in a kinematic chain, if any one of the link of chain is fixed, then the chain is defined as mechanism. You use this mechanism for transmitting or transforming the motion. Mechanism with 4 links is simple mechanism. If you have more than 4 links, it is compound mechanism. The next and most important topic is degree of freedom. First, we are seeing for a plain mechanism. Degree of freedom can be defined as the number of input parameters, that means which are usually the pair variables. The input parameters means the data which can define the motion of a link. That means if a mechanism or a chain is in motion, how many input parameters we need to define the motion of a mechanism is defined as degree of freedom. As the definition tells, the number of input parameters which must be independently controlled in order to bring the mechanism into useful purpose. That means the input parameters which are controlled independently in order to bring the mechanism to a useful purpose is defined as degree of freedom. In a simpler way, how many parameters we required to define the motion of a mechanism is also defined as degree of freedom. We are taking 2 examples here. This is a 4-bar chain mechanism and this is a 5-bar chain mechanism. Here you have 4 links AB, BC, CD and DA, the 4 links here. Here you have 5 links AB, BC, CD, DE and EA. If you see here in this figure, the 4-bar link mechanism, we require only one parameter to define the motion or to define the relative motion between the all links. Only theta, one parameter is required to define the relative motions of all the links. So here the degree of freedom is 1, right? So in figure A, only one variable such as theta, this one here, is needed to define the relative positions of all the links, all the 4 links. So the degree of freedom here is 1 because we are needing only one parameter. But whereas if you see here you need 2 parameters, theta 1 and theta 2, to define the or to describe the relative positions of all the links. So here degree of freedom will be 2. So in a 4-bar mechanism, the example we shown, the degree of freedom is 1, here it is 2. So in the figure B, 2 variables such as theta 1 and theta 2 are needed to define completely the relative positions of all links. So degree of freedom is 2. From that, we are considering 2 links AB and CD. So this is AB link which is fixed and this is CD. This AB is on OX plane, this CD is on the OXY plane. We are taking a point P on CD, which is the distance at X from Y axis, which is the distance Y from X axis. So now the position of P on the moving link CD. CD is a moving link and AB is a fixed link. So the position of P on a moving link CD can be completely specified by three variables, right? This one, which is X, Y and theta. So the point P on CD can be specified by three variables. One is X, the other is Y and the next one is theta. So the degree of freedom here is 3. But if this CD and AB are combined to each other, if they are fixed, but when the link CD is connected to link AB by a turning pair A, and this D and E, if they are connected by a turning pair A, the position of link CD is now determined by single variable theta. Only theta can define the position. So now the degree of freedom is 1. Before, the degree of freedom here is 3 because you have X, Y and theta. Once you are connecting this CD link and AB by a turning pair A, then the degree of freedom became 1. Only one variable is required. So this way we can know that when you connect two links, the degree of freedom is decreasing by 2. Usually you have 3 degrees of freedom, X, Y and theta. If you are connecting these links, our degree of freedom is decreasing by 2. That means it is becoming 1 from 3. We'll take a small example. Come on, say here this is a 4-bar chair mechanism. Here you have 4 bars or 4 links, 1, 2, 3, 4, which are not connected to each other. Here you have 9 degree of freedom because as 1 is fixed, we can't move that. You have 3 other parts. Here we shown the degree of freedom will be 3 for each link. So 3, 3, 3 here is 9. First we are adding one link here, this fixed link, and the link 4 is added here. We know that, as I mentioned, when you add the links, degree of freedom is reduced to 1 or by 2. If it is 3, it will become 1. So if it is 9, it became 7. You again add this, or you already added this one and you are adding this. Now 7 will be 5. You add the next one, you add it here, then it will be 3. You add all the 4 links and it will be 1. So here from 9 it became 1. So 4-bar chain mechanism have a degree of freedom as 1. Here the degree of freedom is reducing by attaching or connecting two links. Okay. Now we consider a planar mechanism, right? Now let us consider a plane mechanism with L number of links. You have L number of links. Since one link is to be fixed out of L links, if you have 4 links, it is a 4-bar mechanism. If you have 5 links, it is 5-bar mechanism. But if calling itself a mechanism, we need to fix any one of the links. Since one link is to be fixed, we are fixing the one link. Number of movable links will be L minus 1. That means if you see here you have 4 links, 1, 2, 3, 4, but out of 4, one of which is fixed. So you have only 3 movable links. In the same way, you have total L number of links, out of which L minus 1 will be the movable links, and the degree of freedom will be 3, as I mentioned in the earlier part. So this will be 3 into L minus 1, right? In the general mechanisms with L number of links connected, we'll have J number of binary joints or lower pairs and H number of higher pairs. With addition to these links, you have J, which is number of binary joints, and H, which is number of higher pairs. Now the equation will be N is equal to 3 into L minus 1 minus 2J minus H. 3 into L minus 1, here we define L minus 1 is the number of movable links, 3 is degree of freedom, J is the binary joint. Binary itself defined as we have 2 other pairs to form, so it is 2. H is simply the higher pair of this. We define this as Kutzbach criteria. So in this, if you have no degree of freedom or if you are not having any higher pairs, then this will be N is equal to 3 into L minus 1 minus 2J. H will be 0. Once again I am explaining you this equation will explain us to find the number of degree of freedom. This is done by, we have L number of links total, in which one of the link will be fixed. If total movable length is L minus 1, all these movable links will have 3 degree of freedom each, so total degree of freedom is 3 into L minus 1. Our binary joints are defined as J. Each binary joint can have 2 pairs with it, so it is 2J. You have one higher pair, which is H. The total equation is 3 into L minus 1 minus 2J minus H. Usually we don't go for higher pairs. On H will be 0, then the equation is N is equal to 3 into L minus 1 minus 2J. Here you're having different examples for that. This is a 3-bar chain mechanism, 3-bar mechanism. Here number of links is 3. binary joints are 3 because this is a binary joint having two links, this is a binary joint having two links, this is a binary joint having two links. So binary joints, number of binary joints is 3. Substituting the equation, we got n is equal to 0, right? Next, this is a 4-bar mechanism. One link is fixed. Here you have 5 number of links and binary joints are 4. This is a binary joint, this is a binary joint, this is a binary joint, this is a binary joint. Substituting the equation, we have n is equal to 1. This is a 5-bar mechanism, and here you also have 5 binary joints. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Substitute here, you will have n equal to 2. This is a 5-bar mechanism. This is also a 5-bar mechanism which is having some difference with this, right? Here you have 5 links, okay, but here you have 2 binary joints which are B and D. Binary means making pair with 2. If you see this, you have only 2 pairs with it. If you see D, you have 2 pairs with it. So binary joints are 2 with B and D, but C and A are the ternary parts. If you see, C is making 3 links, 1, 2, 3. A is also making 3, 1, 2, 3. We define it as ternary joints, which are 2, A and C, but each ternary joint is equal to 2 binary joints. So 2 into 2 is 4. So please remember, each ternary joint is equal to 2 binary joints. So you have 2 ternary joints into 2 will be 4. 4, you already have 2 binary, total number of joints is 6. Substitute in the equation, we got n is equal to 0. Next one, we have a 6-bar mechanism. So this is a 6-bar mechanism. You have 6 number of links, and again in this you have 0 binary joints. If you see all the things here ternary. If you take A, you have 3 links, 1, 2, 3. This 1, 2, 3. This one 1, 2, 3, and this is 1, 2, 3. So we have 4 ternary joints, but there are no binary joints. As I already said, each ternary joint is equal to 2 binary joints. We have 4 ternary joints, into 2 will be 8. So number of joints are 8. Substitute in the equation, we have n is equal to -1. The points which to be noted: if n is equal to 1, that is if number of degree of freedom is equal to 0, there are no relative motions between the mechanisms. If n is equal to 1, mechanism can be driven or explained by single input motion. If n is equal to 2, we need 2 input variables to define the motion. If n is equal to -1 or less, we define it as statistically indeterminate structures. If n is equal to -1, we define it as statistically indeterminate structures. Very important to remember. In the previous examples, we are not defining any higher pairs. If you take this as an example, here you have 3 links, fine, 1, 2 and 3. You have 2 binary joints and 1 higher pair. I'll explain you the difference between lower pair and higher pair. If you have any point contact or a line contact, we define it as higher pair. If you have any surface contact, we define it as a lower pair. If you see here, you have 1 higher pair. Now you can substitute in the equation, you have n is equal to 1. Taking another example for higher pair, if you see here, you have 4 links, but you have 1 higher pair here. So higher pair joins 3 and the length 4. Substitute in the equation, we have n is equal to 2. Okay. Now we are finding a criteria, which is Grubler's criteria for a plane mechanism. You can only apply this Grubler's criteria when you have a single degree of freedom and no higher pairs. I'm explaining again. You can apply this criteria only when you have a single degree of freedom and no higher pairs. So substituting in the Wishbach equation, n will be 1, 3 into L minus 1 minus 2j, and h is 0. We have an equation which is 3L minus 2j minus 4 is equal to 0. And this is the criteria, which is Grubler's criteria. And this is something which is related to links. We are done with links, pairs, chains, mechanisms, and degree of freedom. So next we are going for the next topic is inversion mechanisms.